Hey guys, and as you can probably tell by clicking on the video, I'm not going to go into depth about my eating disorder, that I think is a whole nother video about how it started and that whole time period, that span of, I was bulimic for 7 years. It started off as severe anorexia, and there's a lot of people who have struggled with that know that that type of low calorie diet isn't sustainable for too long. Hence it developed into a case of bulimia. What I want to talk about is the things that people don't actually tell you, the things that you don't hear about recovery for things like that, and the things that I wish I had known. So, when you're recovering, a lot of the time you see people speaking about it once they've already come out the other end, once they've already been like, yeah, I've recovered, it was a shitty long process. But you don't hear about the nitty-gritty part of recovery, the fact that relapses are fine and normal. Guys, they happen. It's completely understandable, and it's something that you get into this mentality of really beating yourself up about any tiny failure, any slip up. But one of the biggest problems that I faced with recovery that I had never even thought about was that my body had literally lost the ability to digest food. It was bloated after a meal of not throwing up. It would bloat out to the fact that people would always ask me if I looked pregnant. And dude, someone with a really low self-esteem, that was not cool. Okie dokie. So shitty digestion is one of the first things, and you don't have a lot of information or advice on how to start eating. So I am going to give you guys some tips on foods that helped me just to reduce the bloating. And yeah, you may feel safer eating shit like broccoli and cauliflower and things that are low in calories but make you feel full. But that actually triggers binge eating. You don't want things like that. You want more of a high fat based food, because that doesn't make you feel as heavy or bloated, and you won't have this overwhelming urge just to chuck it back up as soon as it goes back down. So that is my biggest piece of advice for anyone struggling with that at the moment. Expect it. You've just got to really push yourself past that first 2 weeks where it doesn't feel right having food in your stomach. It just doesn't, because you're not used to it. And that's where you have to have someone helping you along the way. You have to have someone that you trust, literally holding your hand every step of the way. My mom had to sit with me after every single meal until it was fully digested. Until it was fully digested. Otherwise, I was like literally eyeballing that bathroom. I was like, hey. I was like literally staring down the bathroom. And so, all the nitty gritty shit aside, that feeling of learning how to digest was just as tough physically as it was mentally. It's just seeing my stomach looking that way. It just, really good thing that you can do is be on probiotics and digestive enzymes. It has been a year that I've been fully into recovery, and I am still on digestive enzymes. You've got to realize that you are tearing your stomach lining every time you're sick, and it takes a while to build up. It takes a really long time just to really get back to that pH balance of your stomach, and just be kind to your body. You have spent so long abusing it. Just let it time to breathe and recover. And just like I say, give it some leeway. Just cut it some slack. Be like, yo, I've abused you for a while. I'm gonna be cool. Let's go chill. Let's go slow. And that is when you genuinely need that support and that rock. So, number 1, bloating. Number 2, usually when you're into like the throwdowns or like the deepest part of your eating disorder, you don't see how much your body is affected in ways that don't concern your size. So I realized my teeth, oh my God, they were terrible. They were crumbling. I got to one point where I was so deficient in nutrients, in my micronutrients, that my bones, just started yoga, and they started crumbling. I broke my ribs 3 times in 1 year. The one time, it was my boyfriend hugged me too hard and I cracked a rib. So it just shows you, your bones become so brittle and so weak. So that is why I would also recommend you to get onto some supplements, whether it's calcium and magnesium, because you need the two together. So calcium, magnesium, and zinc if you can find it, because you'll probably notice your skin, it becomes dry and flaky, and it honestly, it ages you. So 3 things that I'm on is collagen supplements, calcium, and zinc. 3 things just to, you spend so long punishing your body that you owe it to your body just to help it recover. You owe it to just do everything you can to help provide it with the things that you deprived it of for so long. So yeah, collagen, it's, my hair had started falling out, my nails were breaking. I could not for the life of me grow my nails. I was like getting the acrylics, and I was thinking, fuck, I'm gonna be bald by the time I'm 20. Guys, don't be too scared, because as soon as you start eating normally, everything grows back. Everything, your body wants to survive. It will stabilize. You've just gotta understand that. Literally feeling like Frankenstein's monster, it's okay. Like I say, the most difficult part is the mental recovery. It's the mind over matter, where you feel like literally a village is gonna come harpoon the beast that lives inside that room. Another thing is the emotional side of things. Usually when someone develops an eating disorder or something, they use it as some sort of coping mechanism. So when emotions become too overwhelming, you purge, or you go on a binge. And so with me, I hadn't cried in like 3 years or so. I just would not, like, my boyfriend had no idea how I would just always, he called me a robot at one point, and I didn't understand where it came from. I was like, I feel things, but it was how you cope with them. You literally dehumanize yourself. So one of the most difficult things as well that I had to deal with when I stopped purging and when I went into recovery was how to channel that energy. All of a sudden, I was crying all the time. I was moody. I was bitchy. How my family did not leave me on the street to be mauled by a bear, I have no idea. Well, not exactly a bear. I live in Dubai, so it would be like a camel or something. But anyways, it's just, I was a fucking nightmare to be around, but it was just learning how to control my emotions. It was just this flooding, overwhelming thing that I had suppressed and repressed for so long. But you've also got to understand that the way it is benefiting you. It's going to take you a while to learn this new coping mechanism, but at the end of the day, it's going to allow you to have real relationships with people. It's going to help you develop this whole new sense of closeness that you couldn't do before. So just be patient, hang in there, and just have faith. That's the best piece of advice I can give you, in yourself, in your abilities, in you've spent so long doubting yourself, so long putting yourself down, that you are building up this whole new mentality. It's pretty much a new life. It's a whole new beginning. It's a new start. And so it's something to look forward to. But like I say, it's just being prepared for these things and knowing that there are so many other people that have experienced it as well. You're not the only one going through this intense fatigue, bloating, anxiety, flaky skin, hair falling out, cracked nails, yellow skin. Oh my God, I went completely yellow and get really I went completely yellow and orange from eating too many carrots. I looked like an Oompa Loompa. And everyone would ask me if I was wearing fake tan, or they would just like, why can't this girl rub her fake tan in properly? And I'm like, one, joke's on you, it's not fake tan, it's too much carrots. Which then, saying that out loud is pretty much like, joke's on me, I'm the dick that ate too much carrots. And yeah, also tomatoes and spinach, like too much beta carotene just does that. It just turns you yellow, turns you orange. You can be like a rainbow, and then you can eat too many beets, and then you can go red. And yeah, let's just all become a multi-colored society where people can be the colors of the rainbow. This thing is pretty much mainly for girls, but I know that there are just as many guys going through eating disorders and stuff, but I only know it from a girl's point of view, so from the hormonal side. Guys, I can do research and help you on what it does to your testosterone, maybe, if you want. But for girls, so I hadn't had my period in 4 or 5 years, And even a year later, it didn't stabilize, things didn't adjust, and it's just sometimes your body is going to need that kick up the ass, and it's going to need some sort of tablet or pill to induce that hormone. So what happened was a cyst had developed on my brain from a lack of fat, and that stopped my body from releasing progesterone and estrogen, and it was just this complete like disconnect with the rest of my body. So I mean, so you do need medical attention, you do need medical advice, and you need to know where your starting point is, where it's from, and what you have to work towards. So if you've not had your period and you've been in recovery for about, we'll say 6 months, you've gained enough body fat percentage. As you can see, I'm at a healthy body fat now, and it was just still not coming back. And so it just turned out it was complete hormonal imbalance, something that wouldn't fix itself naturally, and it needed a chemical to induce. I'm very anti-chemicals, very anti anything processed, but had to be done. Oh, great. The vacuum cleaner. So guys, that's pretty much it for the main things that I can think of. If I think of any more, then I will make another video. But there was obviously a reason you clicked on this video from the title. I'm here to help absolutely anyone that needs help, anyone that needs advice, and I would be absolutely honored for anyone to reach out and ask for help. So give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you want any more videos, or if there's anything in particular you want to hear about eating disorder recovery, and I will be sure to make a video.